What's going on, everybody? You all know me. Unfortunately, I got kicked out of the second church I went to. I sat down with a pastor to see if they would acknowledge that the title of their book simply means son book. They will not admit this because they run a commercial-based church setting that's based off commerce. They want weak-minded people to come to their church and speak to them ignorance, and for that these people end up tithing, getting disinformation from lies. If you do not acknowledge what this book is telling you as a title, do not open the book. You're just gonna be silly if you do that. Okay? What we need to understand is Holy Bible. I'll say this again and again, and I don't care if you guys are annoyed. That's not my problem. Your ignorance annoys me. Holy means helios. Okay? Simply means son. Okay? The Bible in Greek means biblos. Okay? Which means book. And I'll say this again. If you do not acknowledge that the title of this book says son book, you will never understand what these stories are telling you. All this book is about is the Son, Jesus, that's right above your head, traveling with the star system, along with the anatomy of your body. That's why atom means it's atom. Okay? That's how that works. So I'm going to try to break this down as simply as possible because I'm going to show you guys how this works. So I just told you Holy Bible means helios, biblos. And that means helios. Again, what you got there is hell. Right then and there. It's hell. Because if you look at Hebrews 12:29, it simply states, "For our God is a consuming fire." That's the sun above your head. I even have more that I'll go over with you real quick, just so that way I can prove to you guys. I got tons of it here. Prove to you that it is the sun above your head. Psalms 84:11, and I'm going to keep breaking it down like this, so that way you guys can keep looking it up before I break this down a little bit more. We're going to look at Psalms 84:11. Okay. For the Lord God is a sun and shield. The shield part is the magnetic field that's around us that connects us with everything. It's electricity and magnetism is what that is. Okay? Now if you look at John 8:12, John 8:12 simply states, "I am the light of the world." I wonder what the light of the world is. That could be the damn sun. Do you not think that? Cool. Let's continue. Let's look at Psalms 51. 50 verse 1. And it states, "One, God the Lord, speaks and summons the earth from the rising of its sun to its setting." So if you have a plane, the sun rises and falls. This is Jesus, the sun, and this is Set. Okay, Set is the devil, which is Satan. So right then and there, they are one in the same. Jesus and Satan is the sun above your head. It's a consuming fire, and it's the light of the world. Right then and there. So, let's look at... Okay, let's look at Luke 12:49. Get this out of here. Sorry, guys. This is Luke 12:49. I have come to cast fire on the earth. What is the only thing that can cast fire? Electricity. Lightning, the sun above your head, because it's fire. It's, you know, scientists has proven that it's not a plasma ball, but we'll get into that a little later, okay? Right now, we're breaking down the metaphors, what this book is trying to tell you. Okay, so right there, I have come to cast fire on the earth, right then and there. And I can keep going and going and going. Let's look at Habakkuk 3:4. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Sorry if I got that wrong there. But we're going to look at that. Habakkuk. What the fuck? That's random. Okay, so anyways, Habakkuk 3:4 simply states, his radiance is like the sunlight. Is like the sunlight. Because it is the sunlight. They're just throwing little hints at you every time. And this is how they do it. And let's see what else we got. Okay, let's look at Malachi 4:2 or Malachi 4:2. And you guys can read this yourselves. And it says, but for you who fear my name, the Son of righteousness will rise with healing in its wings. Because it's like Horus. You know, Horus has 12 steps in the sky. It's flying in an arc, okay, like wings. Okay, that's what angels are. Angels have wings because angels is angles of light. And they have wings. So the representation of light is what they're saying. So let me go ahead and move on from here because I'm going to try not to bore you guys here. So there you go. I just proved you in a couple of verses. I can say a lot more, but right now we need to talk about other things. So now, if you look at Hebrews 12:29, it says, for our God is a consuming fire. Okay, well, if you look at a consuming fire, it says Satan owns the pit of hell, right? Well, the pit of hell is fire. It's a consuming fire. And that's the sun above your head. And so let's go ahead. There's Helios. Helios means sun. Okay? So if it's the sun, it means hell. Because I also proved to you, it's Satan as well. Satan, because when you get a tan from the sun, you get burnt. So put an SA in front of you, you got Satan right there. Easy money. Or if I take the S away, it says Atan, which is Adam. It's the same shit. All these letters are universal. You can switch them out with anything, as long as it is a convincing word or a legitimate, genuine word. So here we go. So Helios is the sun, which is hell. Okay, so that's why we say hello. If you haven't noticed, the O is the sun. It's representation of the sun. O Lucifer, star of the morning. O Jesus, the morning star. You know, O something else. There's tons of O's everywhere, okay? It's all the same shit. So when we keep going, you got halo. Okay? The E is universal and interchangeable with other vowels. So now you have halo. Just like that. And there's that O again. Hell, O, same shit. And the halo is the ring, right? The ring around what? The angels' heads. Because it's Saturn. It's the ring of Saturn. Okay, that ring is this representation of light. Okay? That's what that is. Because angels have halos. And they're representation of the sun. Because they're electricity. And they bring light. That's what that is. You also have Ola. Or how about aloha in Hawaii? It's all the same shit because you're saying hi, as in hello. Okay, that's what that is. And you also have, see, aloha, you also have Allah. Just like that. It's all one and the same, okay? And they throw this shit in your face. This is the sun above your head. This is not some bullshit-ass metaphor that you want to believe in, which is, oh, Satan lives in a pit of fire. No, that's not what that is. If you believe in that garbage, You're lying to yourself, and you're going to be a dummy for the rest of your life if you do not understand how this works. Okay, so let's keep going here. Now I'm going to talk about what Adam and Eve are. Everybody wants to know the Garden of Eden, right? How does this work? What is going on? So what's happening is you have DNA. Okay? DNA is an anagram for Dan. There's Dan. And mind you, the A is always a prefix to many words. And if you add the prefix of A, it says Adan, which is Adam. It's the same shit. But let's go ahead and break this down some more. So you have the DNA, right? Well, the DNA has a genetic code. That genetic code is based off the zodiac. So what's going to happen here is we're going to draw the zodiac just like that. And we're going to cut it down. Okay? That's the zodiac. You see the cross. You see Tom in it, right? T, O, and then you can do meridians like this if you want, but I'm not going to try to lose you here. What's happening, though, is this is the zodiac. You have A, T, G, C, right there. These are the 4 elements. A, T, G, C. That's your genetic code in your DNA representing the 4 elements that are around you right now, which is fire, earth, air, and water. And if you haven't noticed, there are 4 points. There's the 4 points of the cross. These 4 elements continue through the year 4 different times. This is why you have 4 different seasons. You have spring, you have summer, you have autumn, and winter. Okay? And if you notice, it keeps going. The elements turn around 4 times. That's why you have 4 polarities. This is why you have the 4 winds. Okay? This is how this works. It's just the cycle of elements rotating in a circle. Just like that. ATGC is the 4 elements within the anatomy. That's how that works. And it always spins and spinning and spinning. That's what's happening here. Okay? And see, that's 4 elements. If you ever wanted to know what the 5th element was, the 5th element is the ether, because it's the Ethernet. Okay? What's happening is it's a connection. It's a network that puts all of these elements together and collaborate with everybody all simultaneously, full of consciousness through the sun. Okay? This is how this works. So that would be the 5th element. Now let's talk about Adam and Eve. You guys ever seen The Matrix? I'm sure you have. You have... oh, actually, let's do it this way. So you have Adam. And Eve. This is how this works. If you ever watched The Matrix, and if you ever actually did some research, you would understand that Adam is redshift. Okay? He's redshift. Eve is blue shift. All right? Now what's happening here is if you ever looked at a double helix, okay, your DNA, your DNA is a double helix. If you don't know what a helix is, it's 2 interweaving energies, okay? And that's what these are. So helix equals helios. See heli right there and heli right there. But it's helios. They're both the same because it's the sun traveling through the elements, traveling through the ecliptic, creating all this reality around you. Now, that's what a double helix is. And it's a, double helix. So there's double helix right there. And this is what it looks like. You have one sine wave there, which is Eve. And you also have another sine wave here, Adam. And what's happening is, if you look at the Garden of Eden, it says, God says that Adam gave Eve a rib, right? And that's what created her. Well, the rib is this. A, T, G, C. There it is, the ATGC, the four elements traveling with the sun that are interweaving this DNA that you have. It might go way over your head at this moment, but if you follow along and research what I'm telling you, I promise you'll figure this out a lot faster. And if you look at DNA as well, it's called deoxyribonucleic acid, okay? Well, it says dio in the word. Dio is Dio in Italian. See the interchanging vowels? It's God. There's your God. So technically, the closest way you can get to God is understanding what that sun is above your head, which is Jesus and Satan simultaneously. It's the yin and the yang, the positive and the negative, the good and the evil. The one and the same. If you look at Eve, it's evil. Okay? It's all interchanging because Eve, there's Eve, right? Eve is in everything because it's Satan and it's the sun, Eve, right there. Eve is the blue shift, electricity. That's what's going on. So I hope you guys got an idea of how this works. I'm not trying to bore you guys too much and keep going with this video because these videos get really long. I can go on for thousands of hours with this shit. But it's very difficult for me to try to explain it any easier than this. But I'm going to keep pushing out videos and hopefully you guys will come to your senses and understand what this book is saying. Stop going to church. If you want to listen to me on how this breakdowns work, I'll teach you the true word of God. No problem. If you want to watch somebody else that can break it down just as easily, watch Santos Bonacci. He's really good. He uses astrotheology to break all this down. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys have any questions, please hit me up, message me, do whatever you like. Please hit like so that way I know who's actually watching my videos. Go ahead and comment. Other than that, you guys have a beautiful day and cheers to big ears.